I've been thinking about the homeless. You know, people who live in tents and under tarps and under bridges because they really don't have any other place to stay. We call them homeless. Now, I understand some people think we ought to call them houseless because for some reason or another to call them houseless bestows just a little bit more human dignity on people who find themselves in that condition. Well, I've driven around the city of Portland and seen the little tent villages, the quaint little tent villages and tarp villages that pop up here and there. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm not sure it matters what you call them. There's not a lot of human dignity to be had when all you've got to live in or under is a few millimeters of plastic or nylon. I'm not sure the issue is what you call people who are in that condition. The issue is what are we going to do about it? Because if you've noticed, the problem does not seem to be going away. Now, I know that's true in a lot of big cities, but I happen to live in Portland, and I know it's true here. And I don't think I'm mistaken when I say the problem appears to be getting worse. Now, how have we handled this problem up to now? Well, we've handled it by waiting for somebody to complain or waiting for things to get so unsightly that something has to be done. Then we call the county or the city or some jurisdiction. And if we have been able to dither our way around the discovery of who's actually responsible for the particular plot of land where things have popped up and a homeless village has appeared, if we're able to get that solved, well, then we send out a truck with an abundance of plastic garbage bags, some county or city employees dressed in their orange vests, and a sharp container to take care of the hypodermic needles, which inevitably are there. We load up all of that stuff into a truck and haul it away. Now, we just recently did that down the I-84 corridor through the Lloyd district because things were getting unsightly. And finally, after we figured out who was responsible, we cleaned it up and it looked great. However, let me point out something to you. A few tents are already back, and therein lies the issue. We spent $3.6 million last year cleaning up messes, but it doesn't appear to be getting any better. And you know why? Go ahead, think about it. Where did the people go? Well, a few blocks away because, well, they're still homeless. It seems like something needs to be done for them in their condition. Now, let me just say, I know some of them are out there on the streets because of their own dumb choices. They got themselves addicted, and I know it doesn't seem fair that we should have to bail them out of the situation that they got themselves into. On the other hand, there are some folks that are out there because, well, they're victims of circumstance. Things went sideways, and for whatever reason, they wound up not being able to pay their rent, and so they're out on the streets with everybody else. And finally, of course, there are those folks that mentally they're just not quite as capable as many of the rest of us, and so for that reason, they haven't been able to manage to be in a house or stay in a house. And there are still others who just don't want any of the rules, so they're out there. Now, the fact is, every winter when the weather gets really bad, a few people die out there. And it just strikes me that any city that calls itself a community, really, we oughtn't let that happen regardless of how people got out there. Moreover, the people that are paying their taxes and are working hard and trying to make Portland a livable city don't find it particularly fair when things start looking worse and worse every year in spite of their best efforts to make this place a suitable place for people to want to come and live. And you can depend on it, the folks that are going to be coming to visit for the Rose Festival this June are going to be able to see without any question that we've got a homeless problem. And somehow or another, we're going to have to learn to deal with it in a way that doesn't mean just cleaning up the mess, but in fact actually does something to help the folks that are making it in the first place. I got to think about this. Is there something that we can do? I'll get back to you on that.